Oh. Good morning, Healy Times. Hello, Terry Kiss. Hello, Warren. Hello, Karma Kiss. We got two kisses. Hello, Karma Kiss, Terry Kiss, Mackie. Karma Kiss is commenting. Good morning, Karma. Hello, Red Wine Poppy. Hello, Bread Buster. Hello, user. It's Hungarian. I think you told me that before. You're a watcher. You're a watcher. What do they say on Wheel of Fortune? I'm a wheel watcher. I'm a wheel watcher. Strangely, I'm not a Wheel of Fortune watcher at all. It's all. I mean, I know who Pat Sajak and Vanna White are. Do you know who did Wheel of Fortune? I'm old, though. Hello, Kathy Middleton. Hello, Warren. I don't know. Am I a humble man? Anyway, real quickly, back to Wheel of Fortune. Do you know who did Wheel of Fortune before Pat Sajak? And you got to be old like me to know this, to have watched it. I don't know, maybe I was in 5th grade, I was sick, or it was summer break, and I'd be at home, and Wheel of Fortune had come on. I think it was on after, like, Price is Right or something like that. It was Chuck Woolery. It was Chuck Woolery that used to spin the wheel. It was. Do you remember Chuck Woolery? He was on the dating game, or the match game, 2 and 2. We'll be back in 2 and 2. That was kind of funny. It was a dating game, or the Love Connection, or I forget what the name of that show was. But, so tell me how the date ended. I don't know if you guys remember. Again, you got to be a certain age. But good morning to you. My name is Ken-3, and this is Coffee with Ken. This is a very abridged version, as is kind of what's happening lately for me. I'm at work, honestly, right now, and I'm taking a little break. I had a late start to the morning. I didn't really have a late start, but it would have been very rushed for me to go live for you this morning. I just didn't have time. I got to cut something out of my morning schedule. It's maybe doing my morning video, maybe shorten my walk with my dog, Holly, maybe skip showering, but cleanliness is next to godliness, so maybe I shouldn't skip showering. And I can't skip my coffee, which reminds me. It's a show about me talking, which I've already done. But for those that have been watching a while, you know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a Yeti of coffee that's been in my car 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I'm hoping it's still hot. I think it's a quality product, the Yeti. And I think it's still going to be hot. But I'm excited to take my sip, and I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever time zone you're in, whatever country, whatever hemisphere you're in, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you. Cheers to us. Oh. I mean, it could be hotter. Could be hotter, but it's certainly not tepid. You know I don't like tepid. It's certainly very warm. Or pretty hot. It's not scalding. Personally, when it comes to my coffee, I like it bordering on scalding. Let's have another sip. See if I can scald myself. No, can't scald myself with this. But it's pretty hot. Anyway, I'm having an awesome morning. I'm working today, as I said yesterday. Cheers to you, Kathy. Wednesday's a working day. What is my schedule? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at work from 7 to 3. And I'm still enjoying the heck of it. I'm coming at you from Naperville, Illinois, which is a town of about 145,000 people, about 35 miles west of Chicago. And so that's where I'm from. And I'm honestly on break from Super Target. And the reason I'm going live right now is I like to do a live morning show It's kind of part of my routine. Before I was working here at Super Target, I used to talk for half an hour, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. I guess I had a lot of time on my hands, perhaps too much time on my hands. And I started working here about a month ago, and I'm enjoying the crud out of it. The only issue I really have is I got a bad right knee, and it kind of hurts a little bit. But other than that, I really enjoy the job. It's simple. I know what I'm going to do every day, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it because a lot of what I do is socialize with the customers that come through my aisle. And let me tell you, I socialize the crap out of them. Yeah. So let me have another sip of coffee. I was thinking about a few things this morning as I worked. For some reason, groceries makes me think of my mom. And my mom passed, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe. Could it be 4? I don't know, 3 years ago, I think. And after a long struggle with Alzheimer's. And for some reason, grocery shopping or spending the more, or working at the Super Target reminds me of my mom a lot. I don't know. I probably sat in the cart and went grocery shopping with mom a lot. Makes me kind of miss her. Thought of something else totally unrelated. As I was walking to my car, I smelled the scent of a cigarette. It's weird. That used to be such a common smell. You know, anywhere you'd go, it didn't matter if it was a movie theater or walking down the street or a bar or a restaurant or a McDonald's or a plane even. People would smoke and you'd be used to that smell. But it's just a smell that seems so much more foreign to me now. And I smelled it on the way to my car. It felt kind of interesting. Hello, Abe. Thank you for joining. One more thing I thought about, and part of my job, and I'm in my 4th week, and I've been moving around from aisles to aisles. I was in the cereal aisle for a couple of weeks, and I was dominating it. And when I start my shift, you zone, and if you've worked in retail before, you might call it facing. And zoning or facing, depending on where you worked, is basically pulling the product forward, making sure that the front of the product is facing the aisles. And after you're done with that, and that can take a varying amount of time, you go back and you get the merchandise and you bring it to the floor and you put it on the shelves and then you take it to the back stock room. Yesterday, I was given some new aisles and feeling somewhat overwhelmed because a bunch of merchandise was on the floor waiting to be stocked. I skipped what had become my normal routine, and don't tell my bosses this, or I might tell my boss when she comes in tomorrow, of zoning, which means pulling the merchandise up front and basically making the aisle look pretty, making sure it looks stocked and everything's pulled all the way to the front of the shelves. And I skipped that yesterday. And it was kind of eating at me. I work at Super Target. It was kind of eating at me the whole day. And as I was leaving, I felt bad. Because I went through one of my aisles, and it was like canned vegetables or something. And honestly, it looked like crap. There was merchandise there, but it was in the back. It was pushed back in the shelves, if you know what I mean. And even worse, we have some very low shelves. And on those very low shelves, if there's merchandise pushed all the way to the back, no customer's ever going to see it or get it. And it's kind of unpleasant, to be honest. You have to crawl around on your knees and reach all the way back and pull whatever product you're pulling out. But I realized how important this step was while I was doing it today. Because as unpleasant as it was for me to crawl around on my hands and knees, finding, I don't know, a can of beans way in the back or some spaghetti sauce way in the back shelf on the lowest row and use my long arm to pull it up front, you don't want to make your customer do that. You don't want to make your customer do that. And they're not going to do it. They're just going to see an empty shelf and not purchase that product, and Super Target or whatever store you're in is going to lose the sale. So I took some extra time today, but I mean, I guess I just didn't rush through an important phase of my job. And I zoned my 4 rows, and they looked awesome. And the merchandise was all pulled forward, and it was all front facing. And honestly, I felt proud of my aisles. And I didn't feel proud of them yesterday. and feels good. And now I'm stocking the shelves, and this might be a boring story to you, but it's what I do. And I guess the point is attention to detail. Sometimes in life we have a tendency to rush through and to try and make it look like we're getting a lot of work done, and we might skip the important small details. And I'll tell you what, in retail, zoning or facing or whatever you want to call it, I think it's a really important detail. And I think my aisles looked good. The customers that are walking through them are going to see the merchandise on the shelves and not have to get on their hands and knees and crawl and reach back, because I did that for them. And the shelves are going to look stocked, and my aisles are going to sell more because I put on a little extra time this morning doing things the right way. And my goal at work, and maybe a little bit going forward in life, is to do things the right way, take a little extra time, and get things done the right way. Because I'll tell you what, it made a world of difference today, just in aisle 1 through 4 here at this Super Target. And I feel good. I did it the right way. My aisles look good. If my boss comes through, it's not going to look like a mess. And it's going to look like the shelves are filled, even though they might not be filled in the back, if that makes any sense to you. So that's my thought for the day. So I'm sitting here with a little bit of pride, feeling good on my break. Got to go back because it's only a 15-minute break, and I've been talking for about 11. Don't want to have all this pride welled up about aisles 1 through 4 and I get fired because I took too long of a break. That wouldn't be very funny. Let's have a little more coffee. Oh, so good. So good. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I hope you had a great night's sleep. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're living in the moment. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're at peace. I hope you have love in your heart and you're feeling good, loving yourself, forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.